All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to run the viscosity experiment. So we got some equipment here to run this experiment. This is our rheometer. This is what's going to actually do the measurement of the viscosity in addition to other parameters such as the shear stress and the rate of shearing strain. Now over here we have a thermal bath, which is just a giant reservoir of water that we can control the temperature of in order to control the temperature of the fluid that we're going to be examining. Now we have to turn it off right now because it makes so much noise you wouldn't be able to hear me. But we normally would have it on and be able to set the temperature, let's say to 25 degrees Celsius. Now what would happen then is water, there's a little pump in here, so water will be pumped through one tube, through this water jacket, and then through the other tube. And we have this little sample holder here where we're going to put our sample of fluid that we want to test the viscosity of, and we'll put it inside this chamber, and it will keep the sample at a pretty constant temperature. Okay, so there's going to be two fluids that we're going to be examining in this lab. One is a simple, off-the-shelf, really cheap pancake syrup, and the other is baby oil. Now, this pancake syrup is what we call a non-Newtonian fluid, so as the shear rate increases, the viscosity will change. And for the baby oil, as we change the shear rate, the viscosity doesn't change significantly. Now, in order to use this device, we need to choose a spindle. Okay, and spindles are simply just these cylindrical pieces of metal, stainless steel, that we are going to put inside the sample chamber, and it's going to spin around, and this device is going to spin it around. And based on the resistance experienced by the spindle, this device can convert that into a viscosity. Okay. So now how would we run this experiment? Well, what we would do is we would need to know ahead of time kind of like what's a reasonable estimate of the viscosity of that particular fluid. Now, syrup's relatively thick compared to the baby oil, and so we've already done all the work for you, and we're going to use this particular spindle. It has a number 31 by the manufacturer, and if you use this spindle in this chamber, we need to use exactly 9 milliliters of the fluid. So what we would do is we would measure out 9 mil. All right, and through the process of editing, we now have 9 mil of this syrup inside this sample chamber. It took us about 3 to 5 minutes to do it, and I didn't want to bore you while we're just simply pipetting syrup into this chamber. So now what we need to do is to put this chamber inside the water jacket to make sure it's kept at a constant temperature. And we have a temperature probe to make sure that we are actually staying at a constant temperature to monitor it. I then take my spindle and I connect it to a little linkage. And it is this linkage that I am going to insert into this rheometer. Now, this is actually a part that you have to be very careful with, and we'd actually insist that the instructor do this part because you could damage it if you're not careful. But we have we put the little spindle in the chamber, and we insert the linkage into the rheometer. And then we raise up our sample chamber, and we're ready to go. Now what I would do is I would choose a certain speed. And this is very easy. This device makes everything very, very easy. So you would choose a certain speed, let's say 30 RPMs. You push this button, you have it go to 30 RPMs, okay? And you simply hit OK, and then run. All right, now it might be hard to see on the screen, but the quantities that I can read off this screen right now are viscosity in centipoise, shear stress in this unit called dynes per centimeter squared. I can read the temperature, I can read the speed, I can read the shear rate in inverse seconds, and I can also read the torque percentage, which you're going to use to determine what the uncertainty is in the viscosity. So now what we would do is we could stop the test, and we can change the speed from 30, let's say down to 15, hit OK, hit run, and I get a different set of values for all those quantities, viscosity, shear stress, and so on. So now what we would do is we would repeat a similar set of measurements for the baby oil using a different spindle. This is a much thinner fluid, it has a lower viscosity, so this spindle is going to be more appropriate. And then what we'll also do is we will adjust the temperature, and we will vary the temperature from 25 Celsius all the way up to around 50 Celsius to look at the effect of temperature on viscosity.